tough being in that same room with you. Like there's not even enough space for us.
Table's not wide enough.
Preparation for me is the key to success. When you're looking at the big picture of this, I was brought up as the son of a lifeguard, so everything my dad instilled in me was about managing the risks that you take. And there's all those variables that you have in your control, and then so many that are out of your control, dealing with the ocean, the winds, the tides, the currents, and all that. But everything that you can, in fact, use to your advantage, why don't you? But then there are those who probably don't like thinking about everything that thoroughly, and surf better, more relaxed of just, hey, it's going to be big tomorrow, I'm going to show up and go have fun and ride a wave, and that's it. Where that works for some people, and if it does,
How many of those guys asked to borrow a leash?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Well, maybe because you're so prepared that it allows them to not be prepared.
You're enabling that,
right? How many CO2 canisters do you owe me, Shane?
Mentally, what I do before big swells is I find that if I'm getting too fastidious about like every detail of everything and checking the charts too much, that I get emotionally drained before it even gets there. And like 5 days out, I'm already, by the time it gets there, it's like I've gone through it in my head so many times, and I've gotten sweaty palms at, trying to go to sleep at night, putting myself in that position and knowing what I want to do.
But yours could be a different preparation. Wouldn't you think yours is more of a physical?
My approach, I'm kind of more concerned with where my head's at.
But that's a form of preparation.
It's more of a mental preparation, because when you're faced with that situation, right, it's how you handle the fear.
That's a form of prepreparation. That's his
absolutely.
Form.
I'm agreeing with you 100%.
His physical form of his.
But I don't like agreeing with you, but I will agree with you on this one. Okay.
It's like
it might happen more than once.
I can see it.
It's like working.
It's coming.
It's like
get the gloves.
I think preparation to a higher level can bring stress at some point, because you gotta be so prepared, and you get too stressed and you get nervous the day before and you're losing energy. I think that is a fine line. Everybody works differently.
But the biggest preparation that we do, I think all of us have in common, is that we prepare for a day to come that we don't know when it is, and we spend our whole life doing it.
I think the biggest dangers for me, from my personal experience over the years, are things that people don't necessarily take into play. The times that I've gotten in the most trouble is when I've broken my eardrum, or when I've been out way past the point of fatigue, and I'm cramping every time I move, and I don't want to go in because I don't know if I'm ever going to have this opportunity to ride these waves again in my life again. Now's the time. That's what I've learned. Those are the times that I've really gotten in trouble. So being honest with myself and taking that in mind and knowing when to stop, that to me are some of the biggest dangers.
It forces you to look at the consequences of your actions and what it is you're actually doing, and potential worst case scenario. And I'm sure as a father and having family, you sit here and you think, okay, what am I actually doing out here? Is it being selfish? And how long are you going to keep doing for it? What's it going to take you to stop doing it?
There's a saying, there's old pilots and bold pilots, no old bold pilots. And this talks about surviving and being around so you can do it again tomorrow. That's been our philosophy from the beginning.
I was right there with Sion when he passed away, and I think it's harder when you're right next to it and you see such a shocking moment. I was very concerned about it for about a year, thinking a lot of stuff. And I just felt like we should create a fund, put some money together from us. What we do with this fund, we decided together, mostly have like a good water safety crew, always, training of rescue. I mean, we've been doing tows for a long time. Yeah, we all know how to rescue, but there is a lot of guys who are just paddling for years, and they have a ski to get out to the outer reefs and stuff. But when the shit goes down, you need a lot of experience.
I was out in the water when Mavericks, two guys drowned. One guy got the water out of his lungs and survived. Another guy, not so lucky. Out in the lineup, it went down, both people drowned. I never heard anything about it. That was one of the things that shocked me the most, is that there wasn't a chain of command where all, and everybody's like, all right, cool, fucking stop what you're doing, everybody move in. When Jacob Tourette's drowned, there was about 50 people out in the water, and there's probably 20 jet skis. No one knew anything. Some guy on the inside told a friend of mine that was shooting from my jet skis, like, hey, somebody's not popping up. The board went in the rocks. Scion, dude, they just couldn't find him.
I think we should. I think Greg probably.
Yeah,
given his lifeguarding background, I'd like to hear his perspective.
As Danilo's is made a conscious effort here about setting up that proper safety net. That it doesn't matter if you've got 100 skis out there, if nobody knows what they're doing and the proper protocol, if somebody drowns, how to extract an unconscious victim, that there might as well be nobody looking after him.
It's all about protocol, but less victims, good safety net. I mean, all of a sudden you start reducing your variables because
Preventing it before it happens.
and everything has to be geared for the biggest moron. It has to be for the dumbest guy. It's not for the guys that are smart about it, because that's why they're still here. It's for the other guys that are just like, yeah, I'll go. You know what I mean? And even though shit happens to good people, it's about creating something that's a system for the guys.
And it's the small things that are going to count in that situation, saving time. It's like, how hard is it to find a black wetsuit hood in whitewater and kelp? It's almost impossible. Like, we need like orange hoods and stuff like that to be more visible. And like, I think all of us have agreed since we've been in these situations or been close to these situations it's a breakdown of communication whenever bad shit goes down.